the record's not a punk record. It's not a pop punk record. It's not a hardcore record. It's a rock record. You know what I mean? I'm Dan.
What do you do, Dan?
Oh man, I play guitar and sing.
I'm Joe. I play bass.
Jake, I play drums.
And I'm Alan, and I sing and play guitar.
And we are 4 Years Strong, and you are watching Project Green Room.
All right, so here we are at 4 Years Strong at House of Sound in Elmwood Park, New Jersey, little industrial park. You guys are here recording your third full-length album with David Bennett.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
Now, I was interested in you guys chose David Bennett to do this album. He's done everything from As I Lay Dying to All Time Low, and everything in between.
Yep.
Is that why you guys kind of went with him? He has, the heaviness, he has the poppiness, kind of gets
Pretty
in the
much.
middle.
I mean, he's always had, no matter if it's a poppy record or a heavy record, his records always sound better than everybody else's records, in my opinion. So I think that had a lot to do with us going with him. And I think one of the other reasons is, we talked to a lot of producers like on the phone and stuff before we came in, and he was the first one who was just kind of like, he wasn't the one who was just kind of yesing us the entire time.
Right.
He was the one who was kind of being like, well, maybe you should do this instead. And he was the one who was kind of seemed like he was going to challenge us the most, and he definitely did.
Actually going to produce the
Yeah,
record.
yeah. Instead of just record it, what I mean?
Right.
Like we wanted somebody who
And,
was
and he seemed excited about the project
Yeah.
and excited about the things that we wanted, because we knew going into this record that we wanted something a little bit different than we've ever wanted in the past.
Right. Your sophomore record, you probably had a lot of pressure following Rise or Die Trying.
Yep.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, Enemy of the World, crowd favorite, it went over well, debuted at like number 31 on the charts.
Something like
Sold like
that, yeah.
15,000
Somewhere
copies.
around there, yeah.
Not bad
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
a couple guys
No
from Michigan.
complaints.
I mean,
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean I think that record did a lot more than and we were expecting it to do.
Right.
Even all
I
of
feel
our
like we
records
can
have
say
kind of
that
done
from the
Yeah.
beginning.
Anytime we put something out, we're like, well, nobody's gonna like this, and then
Random
people do. And
basement band shitheads that
Yeah.
somehow have like weaseled their way to
Yeah.
where we are.
And I think the thing that we always try to keep true with all of our records is we just try to do what we want to do, and I think
Right.
it seems to work for us. We always kind of almost try to push ourselves so far that we almost shoot ourselves in the foot, and somehow it works every time. I don't know how it happens, but so yeah.
Now, did you feel pressure this time? Did you deadlines, or you have to get them out? Or?
Well, deadlines and stuff, that's a whole different
Yeah.
Right.
thing. But as far as like pressure goes with writing and what to write, I feel like we've had less pressure on this than ever before, because we've stopped worrying about what it was
Yeah.
going to sound
And
like.
we're
and
trying
just
to write a specific thing.
Yeah,
We're
we just
trying to write music.
what we wanted, what we thought was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
I think really the only pressure I think that I felt doing this record was it was different. Like all the other records, we've always felt pressure to, well, we got to make sure, this is something that like, our fans are gonna, like and make it like, something that we're almost writing for them. But I think this record, the only pressure that I felt was more writing for ourselves more than we ever have before. You know what I mean? Like I think it was pushing ourselves, and trying to take ourselves out of our comfort zone. So I think most of the pressure was that we put on ourselves, I think.
Yeah,
You
and
know
I
what mean?
think going into this record, we all had like a perfect vision of what the record was supposed to be, and
But still, it somehow comes out completely different
I know.
than we expected.
But the
it
thing
to.
is, all of us had this idea of what the record was going to be, and none of our ideas were like Enemy of the World or
Right.
like Rise or Die Trying.
Yeah.
But I think everyone's ideas together came out to be what this record is coming out to be.
It sounds different than any of our other records, but it still sounds like 4 Years Strong.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Now, going into it, did you do a lot of writing in the studio when you got here, or you were out with Rise
Yeah.
Against? Did you?
Actually, we did all of the writing.
Well, it wasn't
in the
supposed to
studio.
be like
Yeah.
that. That was another good thing about coming here, honestly. Like I feel like if we had gone somewhere else, they would have just been like, "Oh, these are the songs you're recording."
Yeah, because we
Cool, let's start.
came in with like 10 songs or something
Yeah.
like that. Knew we were gonna write more than that when we got here, but we came in with a decent amount of pieces of songs
That we worked on for the whole year.
yeah, for a long time. And
Yeah, this thing's a piece of crap.
and we got there and,
That sounds 6
and we
months ago.
sat down with David and we're like, all right, so here's what we got. Let us know what you think, what you want to work on. had a pad of paper out to write down what he liked
Exactly.
and all that. And I think it was actually his computer, and he was writing stuff down. And we got through all the songs, and he was just like, no.
These are all not
Start
good.
over.
Start over. So we're like, oh.
But now we actually recorded one of those songs.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But it was the first time. At the time, it sucked
Yeah.
because
Disheartening.
it was.
Yeah, it
like,
was
we
an
put a
entire
lot of work
year's
into those
worth of work,
songs,
you know what I mean?
And
And it
he
was
was
just
just
kinda
like,
like-
no. We were just like, nothing. Not a minute of that music you like.
And but
now
in the
looking
long
back,
run,
it's like,
it was definitely
thank
worth
God
it
he
because
did that.
he,
Like that.
he definitely pushed us to, write, I feel like the best songs we've ever written. I mean, we went through Bendith Boot Camp, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
when you're here, he tears you down.
We were just
and-
talking about that
and,
there.
and puts you back together again, and we're definitely a stronger, more tight-knit band because of it. It's definitely a good thing that we came here, not because of the record, but because of the career of our band.
Yeah, and I think again when we first came in here, we did a lot of talking before we even ended up playing music, and it was
therapy.
it was
Yeah,
it was
it's
everyone
peculiar.
it was
Yeah.
everyone talking about their ideas of what this record should be, and it was all like this weird like
Everybody was different.
and we could only put it into words, and anytime we tried to play music, it was like, this isn't what I picture.
Yeah.
And I think what David helped us do is like actually put what we were saying in words into music.
Get it from your brains to that.
Yeah. Thing is, we realized that we could take inspiration from so many other places and just direct, like, we grew up listening to Get Up Kids,
Mhm.
Saves the Day, Newfound Glory. We took inspiration directly from there,
Exactly.
and then put our own spin on it. But now we realize that you can do that with
Yeah.
fucking anything you like.
Yeah, it was kind of, I think the other two records that we did, we always took inspiration for the reason we started this band, and I think when we came in here, we more tried to take inspiration from why we started playing music in the first
Right.
place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Why we're still in this.
yeah, like what bands did we like when we were 14 years old that we still get us fucking wet? You know what I mean? Like, it was just, we just,
We're gonna have to bleep all this
yeah.
out.
No, it's
But
good.
I mean, it was just like, there's so much music that we enjoy that we avoided.
Because we were afraid.
We avoided, trying to put into our music because we were scared that it just wouldn't work with our band and we would shoot ourselves in the foot. But
that
this
people wouldn't
record,
get it.
Right.
on this record, we were just like, you know what, if we want to be a band that continues to, put out new things and interesting things, we have to, challenge ourselves and push ourselves.
And
that's what
enjoy
we did.
doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We wrote songs that we love. Not that we don't love everything
No.
that we've done, but if we had put out
We
a
were
record
years
that sounded
younger,
exactly like Rise of Die Trying or Enemy of the World, we would have been that wouldn't have been what we wanted to write. You know what I
Stale,
mean?
right.
And yeah, so we
We
wrote what we
would've
wanted to
been-
write.
and at
like
the
we
same
did.
Cheating
time, if-
kids and
Yeah,
ourselves.
if I know everyone says, "Oh, I hope it sounds more like Rise of Die Trying." If we were to try and make a record that sounded like Rise of Die Trying, it would be awful,
Be weak.
and it would be, and everyone would say, "Rise of Die Trying is so much better. They shouldn't have done that. They
Yeah.
should have done something new."
You can never win.
Yeah, that's
exactly,
exactly what it would
exactly.
be. So
We wanted to,
we
Do what
we
we
have
want.
no desire
Take it
to
or
go
leave.
backwards.
yeah,
you
we
know?
wanted to challenge ourselves and try to challenge our fans. You know what I mean? Like to latch on to different styles of music and I guess embrace different sides of For Your Strong that haven't been put in music
Because a
before.
huge thing that we concentrated on when making this record is taking all that influence and inspiration from weird random places, but still keeping everything that we think people latch onto with our band, like the energy and the heavy, the riffs, the
Live show.
the
Yeah.
live show, and I
Which
think
is-
these songs will be even better live than our
Yeah.
older stuff. And that's
We tried to keep things very powerful.
It's
Yeah.
a lot more dynamic.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
not like we're
stuff.
putting out like a weird
Yeah.
indie
Spacey,
record, and it's gonna be like
Yeah, we just went in here and did a shit ton of drugs, and just, this is what came out. I don't actually know.
It's
Bonnaroo.
whale.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's not at all like that. Like it's
Instruments
a
out of shit that
it's
weren't
a
even
rock.
instruments.
Outer Space Humpback
Record.
Whales.
Right.
Yeah.
We wanted to try and blur the line, I guess, between there's so many different genres. There's
Yeah.
There's something
happy, hardcore, pop punk, core.
Crabcore. This.
Yeah,
It's
like, who
They
cares?
just break down the genre barriers and just make rock music.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
The hell
we're all
happened to
over the
rock
place.
music?
We really are, like from song to song, all over the place.
Yeah.
But it all
It's
works
rock.
together.
cohesive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's rock. the record's not a punk record. It's not a pop punk record. It's not a hardcore record. It's a rock record. You know what I
And
mean?
it has bits and pieces as well.
elements of
that, you
everything.
know?
Right.
There's parts that sound like Metallica and parts that sound like Korn. I don't know. It's just. It's
I don't know
cool.
if there's actually any parts
Yeah.
that sound like corn.
We'll see, we'll
More
see.
Limp Bizkit.
To me,
Just
yeah,
write some
yeah.
parts.
New
that sound
album's
like
great.
it.
Just came out.
Yeah,
A little bit more Gold Cobra than anything else.
yeah.
Now, how was that tour for you guys going out with Bad Religion?
It was amazing.
It was
Honestly. One of the best tours we've
Unbelievable.
done.
Yeah, it was.
Easily.
The crowd response alone, not having anything to do with those guys, like playing to their crowd was a different experience. They're like the most
Very
open-minded
receptive.
people.
Yeah,
That-
Which was the opposite of what
Yeah,
I
we're
was
used to,
expecting.
Yeah.
yeah,
We
You're
were
expecting
the
the middle fingers.
opening band of the tour, which we haven't done in a long time.
Right.
yeah. And,
And
we expected,
we
you know, the
expected
Bad
people to
Religion
just be like,
fans.
"Ah."
You know what I mean? Like, especially Bad Religion fans who are, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of them are like a little older, and I, you know, as you get older, you know what bands you like. You kind of be
Yeah.
like, I don't need any new bands. So
Yeah,
these are
right.
the ones I like, and I'm gonna like them till I die. And you know, I kind of expected them to be like that, but they were just so open and so receptive, and really took us in and made us feel really good.
Didn't
like,
judge you before they heard you. They let
Right.
you play your set and then judged you
Yeah.
off of that.
And what was crazy
All you
about
can
that
ask.
was, like I said, we expected to be the opening band. We like had made peace with no one was gonna care.
yeah,
Right.
But at the end of the day, it would be worth it. But you could even see people
Yeah.
throughout the show being like, no one cares for the first song. Second song, people are,
Yeah.
okay. Halfway through the set,
They're bobbing
everyone's
their heads,
jumping
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Looks like they
push pit
listened to
their
the band
life
for
away.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was so cool. It was
great.
one of the greatest, best tours we've ever done.
And
The most people we've ever played
Yeah.
for.
Thousands every night.
Yeah, like
And those
consecutively.
bands were
Yeah.
all great
And-
people
yeah.
and
Yep.
treated us
Yeah.
they
amazingly
took really
well.
good care
Yeah, I
of
was
us.
gonna say,
for
did you
sure.
learn a lot from? I mean, Bad Religion.
Definitely.
I
Oh,
think- it's like
Bad
It was-
Religion is probably one of the best
Watching
live
them,
bands I've ever
holy
seen.
shit.
Yeah, there it was a huge growing tour. You know what I mean? Like it forced us to point out our own flaws and you know fix them. You know what I mean? It was a tour that you know we saw bands that you know are exactly what every musician wants to be. Bad Religion, they've been able to stay their like that band and play shows and you know do it for fucking ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I want to be. You know, fucking, you know, Bad Religion's awesome, but I want to be some great-haired dude on stage just freaking out, playing
polo.
playing
Yeah.
fucking rock songs and being able to do that. I mean, it's so inspiring to be out with a band who's been able to just stick to what they are and you know do what they do and,
And
be
are
able to
still
do it.
awesome guys
Yeah.
on top of it and aren't
Very humble band.
jaded and
Yeah,
just doing it for
You
and
guys-
yeah, same
whatever
with Rise
reason
Against.
that
I mean,
they
like
actually still enjoy it.
yeah, that band you know did exactly everything you know the right way. They did everything for themselves, and you know it's working for them, and that's what every musician
Yeah.
wants to do. You know what I mean?
Now, I was interested lyrically, Alan and Dan. When do you guys write all the lyrics together, or you know,
Sometimes.
since it's dual vocals, do you?
Most of the time.
Most of the time it's together.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the first time ever, actually, a few of these songs we wrote separately.
All right.
Yeah,
Rip.
But
we
writ.
writ separately.
You doing Rit?
We're just a
You
newspaper.
don't rate it.
so-
Separately, yeah.
But yeah, I'd say 95% of the time we write things together.
Yeah. And yeah, we bounce ideas back and forth. And I think that's one thing that has always been something that makes For Your Strong sound the way they do. Like if I write something, it doesn't sound like For Your Strong until Alan puts his spin on the lyrics. You know what I mean? And
Same
you know,
and vice
same
versa.
back and forth. You know what I mean? It's lyrically, you know, the band has always been Alan and me lyrically putting everything together. And I think
Yeah.
it doesn't work. And it's the same with the music. I mean, like
Right.
you know, if I write a song, it doesn't sound like For Your Strong until everybody's playing it together. You know what I mean? It just sounds like, you know, Dan's rock crap demo. You know what I mean? Until the band gets together and makes it actually sound like a song.
Dan's intent on trying to be Corn.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Now, how far along are you with the record? You guys are done in July, right? I believe.
Yeah,
End
End
of
of the month.
End of the month.
yeah.
We're
We're working on
pretty
the
close
last
to
5
done.
songs right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we've done 8, then we did the Rise Against tour, and now we came back and we're doing 5 more.
Now, do you think that break, that 2-month tour, 6-week tour, kind of, you came back, you're like, you made it appreciate the songs again. Like,
It makes you see what the record's missing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That and, I mean, it just gave us time to write more songs because when we came here, we wrote songs and then recorded those songs. You know, where I feel like a huge part of it is you got to write 50 songs to get 5 great ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Other than that, you might write 10 halfway decent songs.
Yeah.
So it gave us time to to get out of the situation and look at it from afar and see what it was missing and
I
write
feel
a
like
lot
to
of
actually
songs.
soak in everything that we've learned here,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
from like that tour, like where,
Exactly.
Yeah, we learned.
which is the direction I mean we'd
Yeah.
eventually like to be going, is playing to that type
Yeah.
Rock
audience.
Yeah.
It's
Well, thanks for talking to the Aquarium,
For
giving
sure.
us details
No
about
problem.
your
Thank you.
album.
Yeah, for sure.
Letting us into the studio. We'll let you guys get back to work so we get
Cool,
this
man.
album done.
All
Cool,
right.
bud.
Thanks.
Thank
good,
you.
man. Thank you.